Chapter 15. Behind the mask, there's someone who might be able to help, I said, checking my watch. 7:30. I need to go meet with a contact. Dick looked up from the blueprints he'd been studying. A contact? This late? Someone close to Shrek's operation, I explained, deliberately vague. She's been feeding me information. If anyone knows about vulnerabilities in his security or schedule, it's her. Bruce's eyes narrowed behind his glasses. Selina Kyle. I felt heat rise to my cheeks. She's risking everything to help expose him. She's also his executive assistant, Bruce said carefully, which means she's either genuine or she's the perfect plant to feed you disinformation. I trust her. The words came out more defensive than I intended. Dick glanced between us, reading the subtext. A knowing smile played at his lips. Ah, it's like that, is it? It's not. I stopped myself. Look, I'll be careful, but she's been reliable so far, and we need every advantage we can get. Bruce studied me for a long moment, then nodded. Keep your phone on. If anything feels wrong, call immediately. I grabbed my coat from where Alfred had hung it and headed for the exit. Behind me, I heard Dick's voice, amused. So, your successor has better people skills than you did. Interesting. Bruce's reply was too quiet to hear, but I smiled despite the tension coiling in my stomach. Selina's apartment was in the East End, a neighborhood that straddled the line between working class and declining. The building was old but maintained, with fire escapes zigzagging down brick facades. I climbed the stairs to the third floor, my breath forming clouds in the cold stairwell. I knocked on apartment 3C. Shuffling sounds came from inside, followed by the click of multiple locks disengaging. Selina opened the door, and relief flooded through me. She wore jeans and an oversized sweater, her blonde hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. She looked tired but unharmed. Renee. Her smile was genuine, if strained. Come in, quickly. It's freezing. I stepped inside, and immediately 3 cats wound around my ankles. The apartment was small but cozy, secondhand furniture, plants on the windowsill, and cat toys scattered across the floor. More cats lounged on various surfaces, regarding me with typical feline disinterest. Sorry about the welcome committee, Selina said, closing and locking the door behind me. They're all strays I've taken in. Can't seem to help myself. It's fine. I like cats. I counted at least 6 visible, with probably more hiding. You weren't followed tonight, were you? After the Plaza attack, I've been worried. I was careful. Selina moved to the kitchen area, where a tea kettle sat on the stove. Tea or something stronger. After the week we've had, I vote for stronger. Tea's good. I shrugged off my coat, and that's when I noticed the scratches on her hands. Fresh ones, barely scabbed over. Selina, what happened? She followed my gaze and quickly pulled her sleeves down. Oh, that. One of the cats got spooked. You know how they are. But I'd seen enough injuries to recognize defensive wounds when I saw them. And the pattern was wrong for cat scratches. Too uniform, too deliberate. A black cat jumped onto the counter, and Selina absently scratched behind its ears. The gesture was practiced, affectionate. Then I noticed the cat's collar, leather, completely at odds with the stray story. My mind started connecting pieces I hadn't wanted to assemble. The woman at the plaza who fought with Jeet Kune Do, the cat-eared silhouette, Selina's mysterious absences, and her intimate knowledge of Shrek's schedule. Renee. Selina was watching me, her expression carefully neutral. You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. I need to use your bathroom, I said, my voice steadier than I felt. She pointed down a short hallway. Second door. I walked past the bathroom to the only other door, her bedroom. My hand hesitated on the knob. This was a violation of trust, a betrayal of the connection growing between us. But I had to know. The door wasn't locked. Inside, the bedroom was simple, a double bed, a dresser, a closet with sliding doors. I moved to the closet and opened it. Black leather hung in the shadows. A suit that clung like a second skin, complete with a cowl sporting cat ears. Next to it, a whip coiled on a hook. Leather gloves with reinforced knuckles sat on the shelf above. My heart hammered against my ribs. Selina Kyle was Catwoman, the woman I was falling for, the woman I'd been confiding in, was also a vigilante, or a criminal, or both. She'd been at the plaza not as a victim, but as an active participant, protecting that armored car while I fought the Red Triangle Gang. I thought you might figure it out eventually. I spun around. Selina stood in the bedroom doorway, her expression unreadable. She'd abandoned the pretense of making tea. "You're Catwoman," I said, the words feeling surreal. "And you're the Crimson Claw." She stepped into the room, closing the door behind her. "I've known since the plaza. Your moves, your timing, the way you protected that child. I've watched you work, Renee, both as a reporter and in red spandex. The world tilted. You knew this whole time." I suspected after we first met, confirmed it at the plaza. Selina's voice was calm, but I could see tension in her shoulders. "I was going to tell you tonight, actually, before things get worse." "Worse how?" She moved to the window, looking out at the Gotham skyline. "Shrek knows someone's been copying his files. He's paranoid, erratic. He's meeting with the Penguin tomorrow night at the power plant construction site. I think they're accelerating their timeline." I tried to process everything, the revelation, the implications, the fact that she'd known my secret while I'd been agonizing over keeping it from her. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Same reason you didn't tell me." Selina turned back, and her eyes held a challenge. "Because once you say it out loud, everything changes. Because secrets keep people safe, especially in Gotham." "Are you a hero or a criminal?" The question hung between us. Selina's laugh was bitter. "I'm someone who takes from people who deserve it and gives to people who need it. Shrek, the Penguin, all those corrupt businessmen who've been bleeding this city dry. They're my targets. Does that make me a hero or a criminal?" "It makes you complicated," I said quietly. She crossed the space between us, stopping just close enough that I could see gold flecks in her blue eyes. "Can you work with complicated, Renee? Because if we're going to take down Shrek, we need to trust each other. Fully. No more masks, at least not between us." My phone buzzed. A text from Bruce. "Status?" I looked at Selina, at the woman behind the secrets, and made a choice that would change everything.